Quentin, I have a proposal for you.
Do you now? Something tells me you'll be asking more of me than a cask of Gotand gold. Go on then. Propose. You'd have me convince the chiefs and chamberlains of the realm and do the one thing that has proved impossible for thousands of years.
I know it's a lot to ask, but...
And you'd have me give up what little I have left. The people of Lostwing are my family. You'll have to find someone else.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So...
And why might that be?
what he's asking? They want you to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. If it's we'll see that the grapes are picked and the tons filled. You know we will.
It's not that.
Then what is it? You said yourself we're family.
You know that's not what I'm...
Then what are you saying? That only we are worth saving? Why turn your back on everyone else? You convinced us we could build new lives for ourselves, and if you can do that, who's to say you couldn't convince the entire realm?
A stirring argument. I fear that any rejoinder I make might fall somewhat flat by comparison.
So you'll join us?
Where do you need me?
Field Marshal Havel will want to speak with you in person. He's currently in Port Isolde. I can arrange for a party of Cursebreakers to accompany you there.
That would be very much appreciated. I hear the roads are far from safe these days.
Hopefully not for long. My uncle will want to know that his plan is taking shape. Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
I'm nervous. Well met, Sid. This is the initiate. Ember, present...
At your service, Smart.
Please, just Sid. There are no masters here.
Oh, of course. The sergeant says you'll be evaluating me at my trial.
To become a scout, yes. You are aware...
I am. But I swore I'd face them.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who... No magic, no support, just one man. It taught me what one man can do. And I've been training ever since, so that one day I can be someone's...
I'm sure he'd be flattered. You clearly have good intentions, Ember. And it sounds like you're under no illusions. Stick...
So, what?
You haven't even... Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sight and bring it here.
And bring it here, right.
No. Sneaking into a heavily guarded Imperial outpost and you'll need to assess the situation, determine a point of entry, all without being discovered and thrown into an Imperial...
Ember, Gav isn't our best scout because he can do everything. It's essential...
Know my limits, right. I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I'm...
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
Kill!
These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not. Damn it. Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run! If you want him... Ember. Gone.
A fortress?
I didn't... Where is Ember?
He must have fled. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. He was nowhere to be seen.
I knew the boy had a nervous streak, but he's...
The right man for the job? I believe this is the logbook you...
Eh? How did you... Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy...
What? Wasn't that what you asked? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazaire. And he did it all on his own.
But Sid, he
did what he thought was best. And now I...
Of course. We'll await your... Don't you leave my sight.
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
The garrison is threatening to pull their sentries from the market.
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. His Eminence says the town was left all but unguarded, so Philippe was compelled to form a sit, and though my dear boys have been characteristically willing to assist him in this, so I was wondering if you would lend them your strength.
Of course.
Thank you, Clive. Philippe told me he had men stay...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the...
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you... I wish to speak to you about what might be...
Very well. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation.
Please, proceed.
As you know, My father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in object. Indeed, I owe you for continuing to argue against his. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by. He must be made to face the consequence.
And who would make...
I would. Myself and several other like-minded individuals. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength to drive him from Northreach for good.
Does that not seem a trifle...
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are content to see your people downtrodden and my father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced to make... But he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the... Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride rough. We must fight him.
Fight him? No. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that...
False hope. But I see that your mind is made up. If you will extend me, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. Which may be enough to seal the fate of this town. This is all about her and her...
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you.
Your town needs you.
I saw the captain just now.
What does the dame have to say about all this? So you are content to abandon... Please, if you were a true son of Northreach, you...
That's exactly what or trying to, at least. The land...
Even when our true enemy is hiding... Fine. Thank you so much for...
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter.
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale, hoping to convince the dame to join her in
I bet that went well. Anyway, what...
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, right, as always. We've had some reports, you see.
They're back.
Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could...
Right.
You know Grieger's Weep?
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Clive, you all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. The thralls have returned. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or...
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a... You head back to Northreach. I want you there.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic, stirring up ill feeling towards her father. But she'll have a march not...
What? I'll do what I can to calm things. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those...
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. And now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sandbreck, just as Great Grieger wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Grieger.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
Whore, yes. and we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever direction the...
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play their part. Should any of your men be injured, take them to the Vale.
Thank you, milady. I will.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. I only hope I can go some... Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands?
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way, so what about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I've fought a few of these things. Well, I can't promise to hold them all, but...
All right.
Thank you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
There are so many of them.
Not for long. This one. Over here!
Is it over?
No. It's only just begun. Too slow.
Help me, boy.
It's well done, Torgal. I wonder how the others... Better hurry back to town.
Clive.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few...
Glad to hear it.
Well, I thank you both for
You were right. And I was wrong. About it. I had thought that the only way to you that without a strong hand to guide, they would drift apart. To be born, but you, not by force, nor by the exercise of God, but by simply being one of them.
Our purpose was ever the same. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory.
As did you. His radiance said it himself. I forgot that.
I'm sorry too, Father. I should never have taken things so I only wanted you to understand how I felt.
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This, I should have listened to you.
Your Eminence, your ladyship. I do not, but I believe the same could be said. We all want safety, security, prosperity, and we may yet achieve it. Will you join us in this?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wounded. The Vale's doors are all, and today there are more than ever before.
Madam Isabel, indeed, I see that it is not men...
You're right. If only...
Forgive me for saying so, my lady. But you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around, and that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
One of you?
Well said, Captain.
Well, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Can we get you anything?
There's no need to worry any longer.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
How goes the treatment of... I'll be happy to man one end of a strip. Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town.
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? But I sense you would rather have died here. For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. I was Carla then. Courtesan to the... So sought after was I that it was only they who could have... Alas, though for naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard. The gentlest man I have... After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Vale that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed, at least. My love was all...
He passed away.
He did, but at least we were able to share a few moments. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and the men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief, though I was still a stranger to them. And so I swore that I would return the kindness that Northreach showed me, that I would repay my...
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with...
Perhaps that is why I have such... Never stop fighting, and I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of... all united in defense of this town. And what of you? Can we count on your support?
Always.
Might this be Nickelberg?
These people aren't turned. And the village seems safe enough at least. What is going on here? Ah. Heed the call. No, to be honest, I wasn't sure I'd find...
Is that so?
What are you doing here? Is this... where you live?
It is my home. The others,
You keep saying that.
they came here to perform the rite. Just as this village is there where they shall cast their souls upon the...
Give themselves.
Oh, Lord, let us be reborn. Free us from the door.
They want to be saved. Forgive me. But did another foreigner...
You mean the traveler from Stone? Yes.
Thank you.
They seek the same salvation Barnabas did. At least the third chair still lives. Let's go and find him.
Excuse me.
I am. Lord Rosfield.
That's right. And you must be the third chair.
I am.
Cyril was worried for your safety.
Then I must apologize. I did not mean to trouble the bearer of the burning quill.
He said that you had failed to report.
I came here to study the followers of this new faith. But the more you have seen them at their prayers. They devote themselves to the veneration of their Lord, with praying night and day that they might be rid of their wicked wills, and reborn, not that they might be granted respite from their worldly woes. Serve him with all of... I, too, swore to devote my life to the service of my Lord and Master, but... And so I would see it through to the end, see these people safe, that they might do their duty to their Lord.
You do understand what their dream...
I do, my lord. They would cast aside their wills and become a Kashik. I know that it may be hard to believe, but to these people, that is the very essence of salvation. Forgive me, my lord, but I must remain here. Did you hear that, my lord?
I'll go and find out what. Beneath the flood. Oh no. There must be some... Echoes as well. Found her.
Ready, brother?
Ready. What now? We meet again. I've killed your kind before. Nice try. Damn it! Don't you die. Come on, speak to me.
I had to save them, that they might have a chance to find true salvation by devoting themselves to the service of their Lord, just as I did when the Undying plucked me from the gutter and gave me a cause to believe in, a duty to serve was everything to me, and I would not deny them that fulfillment, even if they must become a Kashik in order to achieve it. Forgive me, my Lord Marquis. I did not mean to trouble you with this. My findings. Could you deliver them to Master Cyril for me?
Of course. Your duty will be done.
Look, my lord. They are saved.
They are saved. Found her. I should get this report to Cyril.
My Lord Marquis, I am glad to see you hail.
I met with your third chair, Cyril.
Thank you, my lord. He remained in Ash?
He died protecting the villagers from it. I buried him in Mickelberg.
If you could not save him...
The villagers, they prayed to their god that they might be unburdened of their will. Then an ether flood came. Your brother sacrificed himself, that even knowing that life...
Then he perished defending liberty. For the right to choose how one dies is no less sacred.
Sid would agree. He
A noble ambition. To die for one's cause is the most perfect expression of one. It matters not how misguided, only that the decision is one's own. We live according to the teachings of our order. We believe in them, for better or worse.
But he didn't die for your creed. He died to save them, and you still believe that what he did was right.
I believe we of the Undying are not slaves, and this was his will.
All right. I'd like to know this man's names, to know the names of all the Undying who've fallen in the line of duty. They died serving my house. That is my duty.
Of course. I shall fetch the Book of Martyrs at once. My lord, the greatest honor of my life to serve, though our duties may differ, yours is no less important. And were they here, I have no doubt but that everyone...
Doris is waiting for me near Balmung Dock. The longer she's out in the open, the more likely she is to be found by a Kashik. I need to hurry.
Over here! Get him! Attack! All yours, Torgal! Go, Torgal! Sick him! Stay down!
Caution,
Now, Torgal! Farewell. Kraken wins!
There were no guards, I take it.
None manning the gates. It's a different story inside, though. The corridors are crawling with... If Chadwick was being held here...
Don't give up hope just yet. But let's move quick. Let me check the ground floor. The ether...
Then I'll search the upper level. Good luck.
Just how bad are the floods inside the walls? Bad enough to turn a bearer. Locked up tight. So this place was no... And I doubt they'll have taken the creature with them when they fled. Minimal loss of Waluda lives. Even the Imperials take better care of their... They were feeding bearers to it. Nothing but a Akashic down here. Hopefully things are looking better upstairs. I should go and see how Doris is getting on. No lock downstairs. But I did...
I know. I've been reading some of the bearers die every day in service of their masters, but pitting bearers against a wild beast armed with nothing but their wits? And not just those who could fight, but the elderly, and those who wouldn't or couldn't were
I'm afraid.
Then we're too late.
Don't say that.
A key. But it doesn't...
Perhaps it will fit one of the doors downstairs. Finish up here.
All right.
Let's see what we can find down here. A survivor. And she sounds close. There's no need to be afraid. Are you alone?
Some of the guards. Everyone else.
Of course there were.
Thank the Founder.
It was worth our coming.
Ready when you are. You poor thing. He must...
Did Chadwick send you?
What?
He fought the monster. He must have sent you. Where is he? He opened your cell to...
Chadwick.
Was that?
Monster's back!
We have to get out of here.
Doris, keep the...
All right. You put...
It's out there waiting for me. I can't let it live. Not if it's got a taste for bearers. Will wreak havoc if it ever leaves the prison. I can't let that happen.
day.
Sid, are you hurt?
I'm fine. What is it?
A diary. I gave it. He was here.
I'm sure he fought bravely to the last.
Chadwick. You fool.
Come on. We have to get her back to the hideaway. We don't want his sacrifice to have been in vain.
No. Of course not. I'll see that she's looked after from now on.
From what I hear, you've barely left the girl's side in days.
She is. Slowly but surely. She's far tougher than she looks. I thank the flames we found her.
I know. But we did. I'm sorry we weren't able to save Chadwick.
There's no need to apologize. Without your help, I would how he fought to the bitter end to save her. To save Haida Marie. That's the man I remember.
I wish I could have met him. I'd like to hear more about your past.
Of course. You already met my former master. She trained Chadwick and I to do two things. We were supposed to be sold to the highest bidder when the time came. But no bid was ever high. For years, we were her daggers in the shadows. But we could never quite shake our doubts about the things she made us do. So we escaped. But staying together was out of the question. They would have found us too easy. After so many years of training, the pull to serve was always strong. It scared me to think he might have taken an...
But even in captivity, the battles he fought were his own. And he died not as someone's tool.
Haida Marie is proof of that. Bearers can cut, and the curse breakers will show them. I'll fight until my dying breath to see it.
Thank you, Doris. We'll be kept.
make it sound like I asked you to save the world.
Tell me, this is all.
It's most of what I need.
And
a cogwheel. Just gear's that smaller a bastard to make, and I may have lost the one Blackthorn spent a fortnight toiling over.
wait, the children. When they took apart your... Now that I think about it,
The young'uns? But why would the... I'll keep working on the model. You go and find that cop.
Sid! Is...
She wasn't hiding. She's just busy working on her next project.
A new invention? Is it an airship? I bet it's an airship!
Do you think she'll let us help?
That just so happens to be why I'm here. She needs something special, something only you three can provide. A brass gear. A tiny one. One that might fit on, say, a set...
Oh, the one you forgot! We remember...
We saved it, just in case.
Since your lesson, we've been disassembling, then all the pieces that are left over, we keep on...
That's...
Look! I found it! Is that all? Just the gear? We have more...
That's all for now. But I'll...
Thanks, Sid.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Well,
They did. And they kept it somewhere nice and safe. Will it work?
will it work? He's perfect! You're a genius, Clive.
What exactly are you going to use it for?
Only the most important. The wings aren't going to move on their own. But with the right cog in the right place... Well, you... That should do it. Here goes nothing. Titan's tits.
It wasn't supposed to fly, was it?
Of course it was supposed to fly. Wouldn't be much of an airship if it didn't. Honestly, these bloody engines are driving me mad. I was so sure this would be the day she soared. The Mithril engine was made to make dreams come true. But maybe this is one dream the world's better off without. Show folk how to take flying. It won't be long till they're raining death down on each other. People will lose their homes. Children, their mums and their dads. Like I lost mine.
I'm sorry.
So am I, Clive. So am I. Sorry that I have to choose. Do I follow my head, or do I follow my heart?
Good question. The first time I stood on the deck of your ship, felt the wind in my hair. It was like I was flying. But imagine how it would feel to actually do it.
My dad always said there were two ways of living life. Chasing a dream or shuffling to your grave. And he were right. Right about a lot of things. Not that I like to admit it. People need dreams to chase. Especially in a world like this. Right. When this is over, I'm gonna take all my mithril engines to Zemeckis and sling them over the edge. I won't have my dream end up turning into someone else's nightmare.
But all that hard work...
All that hard work will not be used for war, Jamie. But it ain't like it'll be gone. Tell me, Clive, have you ever been on a treasure hunt?
Not since Joshua and I were boys. Why do you ask?
Because I'm going to bury the engine schematics and leave behind a little riddle telling people where to find them. A really hard one, so that only the most dedicated dreamers will ever be able to work it out. Ooh, I can picture it now. Some daft general squinting at the words with a gormless expression on his mug. Like that one, yeah.
Right.
Of course, if I'm putting this engine at the end of a treasure hunt, I'll still won't be much of a prize if it couldn't even make a toy boat fly after all. But it ain't the size of a dream that's important, is it, Clive? Oh, and I reckon I've got a fair few good uns left in me.
I'm sure you do.
Has Midadol mentioned a new project yet?
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen our shelter.
What do you want? That it? Fine.
First the skies.
Uncle, the Field Marshal has agreed to your...
Of course!
Rutherford is accompanying him back to your manor in Porter's Alder as we speak. They will await your return there.
One other?
Lord Havel was concerned that even if he could get the realm's armies to agree to an accord, he might not be a success. He asked if I might have a solution.
One of your...
Master Quinton would probably call me one of his.
Another outlaw, then. Just the thing we need to put these rotten politicos in. Good thinking, Clive.
I'm glad you approve.
The more the merrier. Eh?
Uncle, assuming Havel and Quinton can solve our problem with the armies, you still haven't mentioned how we might manage the grain shortages.
Oh, don't you worry. The 7 high houses, they have all agreed to make the most generous. Oh, of course, it did take a little but luckily I had some unexpected.
From who?
Why, you, my boy. Rumor has it that you rescued the Lady Ariane's head.
It was more of a hand.
Well, the old battle axe was... She had a shipload of talents delivered to my private docks by the next new. And when the other houses saw the parsimonious old crone's purse strings finally loosen, they as good as...
I'm happy to.
Now, I must be getting back to the manor. Join us there at your earliest convenience.
Of course, Uncle.
And how, pray tell, will we get that grain to the capital if the...
You find another bloody road! I only have so many men, and I'm not about to set... That is, unless you'd have them turn as well.
Well, I'd certainly eat less.
Says the man with a belly bigger than a band of curls. My soldiers actually need their rations. Without any food, they'll be dead even before you've sent them on your fool's errand.
Perhaps I might suggest, though supply routes are indeed disrupted, there is no shortage of ships. Indeed, they bob away in every bay from here to Randalar, awaiting a safe haven. Allow them to make port and fill their bellies full of grain. And once those who crowd the cities are fed, ferry the displaced. But I'm sure that you wish to continue your... Two such firm friends as yourselves need no help from the like. Rutherford spoke fondly of the great bond between...
Us? Friend?
I can't stand the man!
Clive, I'm beginning to question the quality of the company.
And what kind of company were you expecting him to...
Criminal? How? You are not fit to breathe the same air as this fine, upstanding young gentleman.
Upstanding? He calls himself Sid the Bloody Outlaw!
Once more onto the breach.
Shall we begin again? What we seek here is not to create a new nation, nor to claim the thrones of those that already exist. We wish simply to bring stability to the realm that mankind might weather the current storm. And to do that, we must convince those in power, the general... There will be disagreements, yes. And I imagine some resistance, much resistance. If we show them the path, show them that the fate of the world lies in my nephew, but the well-being of her people lies in ours.
Uncle Byron, aye.
Now, with that settled, for what great moment in history hasn't been... Citizens of Valisthea, I present... Well, my boy.
That it is.
This is the role you were born for. We shall play our parts to the best of our abilities. The realm needs its secundarial. I want you to keep this signed to court.
I will.
What do you think that thing is? And how the hell is it?
You should have... Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yes. Welcome back. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in, but from what I hear...
No. When faced with an unexpected foe, Ember froze. Had I not been there, he would be dead.
It will... Thank you, Sid, for your honest... Ember, you braved the tower and emerged unscathed. Yes, to me, that's no better than being caught red-handed.
Wait, Sergeant. Ember still has much to learn, and this time he was found wanting. But I'd say he's due a sec. After all, he did...
With a bit of hard work, any hand can be made to hold a blade, but a scout's nose is different. And by sniffing out that log, young Ember here wouldn't do to waste it now.
Fine.
I'll do whatever... I'll spend my days and nights in the pit if I... I'll show you. Just...
Daft as a brush, that one. But his heart's in the right place. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been linked that time the curse breakers took some of the weight.
You couldn't hurt.
Just don't tell Gav I said so, will you? I won't have him thinking he's been up. Next thing you know, he'll be asking for it. Chance would be a fine thing. Back to work.
Forgive me, Sid. This...
But that's why we need men like Ember more than ever. Men who can make the best. Remember that.
I will, Sid.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? All yours. All done?
You alright?
Something troubling you?
No more than usual. It's just... Eda's baby will be coming soon.
I'm sure she'd like that.
Back in the north, families would always make... let the little tykes...
So?
Well, the problem is that Eda's due any day now.
Is there anything I can... All right then.
A good luck charm, but not...
Not just any.
No. One made... There's naught lucky in all the realm. Thing is, they're hard to come by. Had Otto and Karen check with their suppliers, but...
Only the big day is fast approaching.
That or the bird whose horse it's attached to, aye. I was gonna stop...
Well, there's no shortage of those passing through Marth. I think I might make that my first port of...
You're a good friend, Clive.
You look like you could do with a drink. As if setting... Good news, everyone! Oh, you're not leaving already, are you?
Always one more job to do, isn't there, Clive?
Welcome back, Sid. Drink up, you lot. Don't be a stranger, Sid. You look like you could do with a drink. Oh, you're not leaving already, are you? What can I get you, Sid? Don't be a stranger, Sid. Welcome back, Sid. Honestly, Sid, you're too nice for your own good. Do you hear that, ladies and gents? The next round's courtesy of the realm's most benevolent outlaw. Oh, you're not leaving already, are you?
If Joshua's worried about Jill... Joshua, I don't think I'd realized how different, but since...
I suppose it's not hard.
She doesn't think she belongs anymore.
And that's why we need to remind her she is to let her know that we still need her. Now more than ever. But how to do that? When last we were truly...
Of course. Do you remember the time we accompanied Father on his annual tour of the duchy, and Jill and I broke from the procession to ride up Man's Hill?
To see the snow daisies. It was the first time Father had allowed us to join him. And when he realized you were missing, he had the entire retinue down to the pot boy.
In the rain. A thunderstorm forced us to take... It was the Lord Commander who finally found us, and needless to say, he was none too pleased.
Then it seems you and Jill have unfinished business. What do you say?
Man's Hill. It's not that far.
Oh, true. Though I suspect it is also much changed. Little in southern Rosaria remains as it was when we were children.
You're saying I should go and scout the area for bandits?
I'm saying we... What would you do without me, Clive?
Caution, brother.
You're the outlaw! The one who drove His Highness to madness! On your knees!
He has heard. And it doesn't look like he's willing to listen.
day.
Long live.
Damn it. Dion would have been glad to have you back at his side.